Are you thinking about getting a Samoyed? These fluffy dogs are adorable, but they're not for everyone. In this video, we'll give you 10 surprising reasons why a Samoyed might not be the best fit for your home. From their constant need for attention to unexpected health issues, we'll cover everything you need to know. Stay tuned to find out if a Samoyed is really the right dog for you. 10. High grooming needs. Samoyeds have very thick and fluffy coats that need a lot of care. This breed comes from cold areas where heavy fur helps them stay warm. Because of their thick fur, Samoyeds shed a lot, especially during spring and fall when they change their coats for the season. Owners need to brush their Samoyeds often to keep their fur from getting tangled and matted. If the fur gets too tangled, it can be uncomfortable for the dog and even cause skin problems. Brushing a Samoyed is not just a once-a-week task. It needs to be done several times a week and sometimes every day during their heavy shedding seasons. This is a big commitment and takes a lot of time. Not everyone has the time or wants to spend so much of it grooming their dog. For people who are very busy or prefer a low-maintenance pet, getting a Samoyed might not be the best choice because of their high grooming needs. 9. Exercise requirements. Samoyeds are very active dogs that need a lot of exercise to stay happy and healthy. They were originally bred to pull sleds and herd reindeer, which means they have a lot of energy. If they don't get enough exercise, they can become bored and might start doing things they shouldn't, like chewing on furniture or digging holes in the yard. Owners need to spend a lot of time playing with their Samoyeds and taking them for long walks or runs. This can be a lot of work, especially for people who have busy schedules or prefer more relaxed activities. A Samoyed is not the type of dog that will be happy just lying around the house all day. They want to be active and need space to run and play. This high energy level makes Samoyeds a poor choice for someone who isn't very active or doesn't have enough time to dedicate to their dog's exercise needs. People considering a Samoyed should think about whether they can meet these demands before deciding to get one. 8. Temperature sensitivity. Samoyeds have thick coats that are perfect for cold weather. Their fur keeps them very warm when it's snowy and freezing outside. However, this same fur can make them quite uncomfortable in hot weather. When the temperature goes up, Samoyeds can overheat easily because their heavy coat traps so much warmth. In hot climates, owners need to make sure their Samoyeds have a cool place to stay and plenty of water to drink. They also need to walk their dogs during the cooler parts of the day, like early morning or late evening, to avoid the heat. It's important to watch for signs that the dog is getting too hot, like heavy panting or sluggishness. Because of their sensitivity to heat, Samoyeds might not be the best choice for places with warm or hot weather all year round. People living in such areas should consider whether they can provide a comfortable environment for a Samoyed before getting it. This includes having good air conditioning and a shady yard. 7. Potential for separation anxiety. Samoyeds are known for loving their families a lot. They like to be with their people all the time and can get very sad if they are left alone too much. This sadness can turn into a problem called separation anxiety. When Samoyeds have separation anxiety, they may act out by barking a lot, chewing on things they shouldn't, or even trying to escape from the house to find their owners. Because they form such strong bonds with their families, it's important for Samoyed owners to spend a lot of time with them. This breed is not suited for people who are away from home a lot or have very busy schedules. If a Samoyed is left alone too often, they can become very unhappy and may show this by being destructive or noisy, which can be stressful for both the dog and their family. Families thinking about getting a Samoyed need to consider how much time they can spend with their dog. Samoyeds need companionship and do best in homes where they can be part of family activities. 6. Size and space. Samoyeds are medium to large dogs that need a lot of space to move around. Because of their size, they are not the best choice for living in small places like apartments. These dogs are happiest when they have a big yard to play and run in. Without enough space, a Samoyed might feel trapped and could start doing things like barking a lot or running around inside the house, which can be troublesome. Since Samoyeds are so active, they need room to exercise at home. People living in apartments or homes without yards should think about whether they can provide enough space for a Samoyed to be comfortable. It's not just about having space inside the house. These dogs also need outdoor space to explore and use up their energy. Before getting a Samoyed, it's important for potential owners to consider their living situation. They need to make sure they have enough room for a large, energetic dog to live happily and healthily. 5. Herding behavior. Samoyeds were originally used for herding reindeer and pulling sleds. Because of this, they naturally like to herd. This means they might try to herd other animals or even people, including children. Herding behavior can include chasing, circling, and sometimes nipping at heels to move someone in a certain direction. This can be surprising and sometimes unsafe, especially for small children who are not steady on their feet. Owners need to train their Samoyeds not to herd people or pets in the house. This training takes time and patience. If not trained properly, their natural herding instincts can be a problem, especially in a house with other pets or young kids. People thinking about getting a Samoyed should be ready to spend time training their dog to control this herding behavior. They should also think about whether they have the right environment for a dog that likes to herd. It's important for everyone in the family to be safe and comfortable with their pet. 4. Cost of ownership. Samoyeds can be expensive to take care of. This includes the cost of buying one and also the money needed for their daily care. First, they eat a lot of food because they are a bigger breed. This means their food bills can be higher than for smaller dogs. Their thick fur needs special care. Regular visits to a professional groomer can be necessary, especially if their coat gets very tangled. This grooming isn't just about looking nice. It's important for their health too. These grooming sessions can add up in cost. Also, Samoyeds are prone to some health problems, like issues with their joints and eyes. This means trips to the vet for checkups and treatments, which can also be expensive. Owners need to be ready for possible big vet bills. People thinking about getting a Samoyed need to consider if they can handle these costs. It's important to plan ahead and make sure they can afford to give a Samoyed the care they deserve. 3. Vocal nature. Samoyeds are very vocal dogs. This means they like to bark. They bark to talk to their owners, to say hello to strangers, or even just because they are excited or bored. In places where there are rules about noise, like in some neighborhoods or apartment buildings, a Samoyed's barking can be a problem. Neighbors might complain about the noise, especially if the barking happens a lot or during quiet times like early morning or late at night. Because they bark so much, Samoyeds might not be the best choice for people who live close to others who like quiet, like in an apartment or a townhouse. Before getting a Samoyed, people need to think about their living situation and if their home is a good place for a dog that makes a lot of noise. It's important for Samoyed owners to train their dogs to bark less. This training can help, but it might not stop the barking completely. People need to be ready to manage and understand their Samoyed's vocal nature. 2. Training challenges. Samoyeds are smart, but they can also be quite stubborn. This means they sometimes choose not to listen, which can make training them a bit of a challenge. Even though they understand what you want them to do, they might decide not to do it unless they see a good reason or get something they want, like a treat. Training a Samoyed needs patience and consistency. You have to be firm and keep practicing the same commands until they listen to you. If someone is new to having dogs, they might find this frustrating because it can take a lot of time and effort. People thinking about getting a Samoyed should be ready to spend time on training and maybe even go to training classes with their dog. This helps the dog learn to listen and behave well. It's especially important for families with kids or other pets to have a well-trained dog so everyone gets along safely and happily. 1. Health issues. Samoyeds can have some health problems that are common in their breed. These include issues with their hips and eyes. Hip problems like hip dysplasia happen when the bones in their hips don't fit together perfectly. This can make it painful for them to run and play. Eye problems can also be serious and might even cause them to lose their sight if not treated. Because of these health issues, Samoyeds often need to visit the vet for checkups and treatments more than some other breeds. These visits can be expensive and sometimes mean the dog needs medicine or surgery, which adds to their care costs. Before getting a Samoyed, people should think about whether they are ready to handle these health issues. They need to be prepared for the possibility of expensive vet bills and the need to give their dog special care. Taking care of a Samoyed's health helps them live a happy and long life, but it does require commitment and understanding from their owners. So this was all about today's video. Do let us know your thoughts and comments. Please subscribe to The Amazing Dogs. Thank you for watching.